So, meine Lieben, es ist jetzt 4:52 Uhr. Ja, ich bin einfach eingeschlafen, ohne meine Bibel zu lesen. Und jetzt bin ich wach. Habe noch kurz ein bisschen einen kleinen Moment geschaut, was auf dem Japanese Stock Exchange los ist, wie meine Stocks am Performance sind. Und ja, bin jetzt fast eine Stunde am Kopen gewesen. Ein bisschen Position am Shiften gewesen, ein bisschen neues Geld am Nachwerfen, weil ich bin so, ey, das ist die Opportunity. Aber ja, und jetzt lese ich auch noch schnell meine Bibel, denkt euch nochmal über meine Zahlen und dann versuche ich nochmal zu schlafen. Heute am Morgen, alles weil ich dann wach bin, bla bla, gibt es nochmal einen schönen Long Run, das mal 30k. Und ja, that's about it. Also, Joshua 16, the land given to Ephraim and West Manasseh. The allotment for the descendants of Joseph extended from the Jordan River near Jericho, east of the springs of Jericho, through the wilderness and into the hill country of Bethel. From Bethel, this is Luz, it ran over to Ataroth in the territory of the Archites. Then it descended westward into the territory of the Japhletites, as far as lower Beth Horon, then to Gezer and over to the Mediterranean Sea. This was the homeland allocated to the families of Joseph's son, Manasseh and Ephraim, the land given to Ephraim. The following territory was given to the clans of the tribe of Ephraim. At the boundary of the homeland began at Ataroth Adar in the east. From there it ran to upper Beth Horon and then to the Mediterranean Sea. From Mikmetath on the north, the boundary curved eastwards past Taanath Shiloh to the east of Yanoah. From Yanoah it turned southwards to Ataroth and Nara, touched Jericho and ended at the Jordan River. From Tapua the boundary extended westward, following the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. This is the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Ephraim. In addition, some towns with their surrounding villages in the territory allocated to the half-tribe of Manasseh were set aside for the tribe of Ephraim. They did not drive the Canaanite out of Gezer. However, so the people of Gezer live as slaves among the people of Ephraim to this day. Joshua 17. The land given to West Manasseh. The next allotment of land was given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's older son. Machir, the firstborn son of Manasseh, was the father of Gilead, because his descendants were experienced soldiers. The regions of Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan had already been given to them, so the allotment on the west side of the Jordan was for the remaining families, with the clans of the tribe of Manasseh. Abitzer, Helek, Asriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These clans represent the male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph. However, Zelophehad, a descendant of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons. He had only daughters. Those names were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These women came to Eleazar, the priest, Joshua, son of Nun, and the Israelite leaders, and said, the Lord commanded Moses to give us a grant of land along with the men of our tribe. So Joshua gave them a grant of land along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's total allocation came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan across the Jordan River. Because the female descendants of Manasseh received a grant of land along with the male descendants. In brackets, the land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. The boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the border of Asher to Mikmetath near Shechem. Then the boundary went from Mikmetha to the supplement near the spring of Tappuah. The land surrounding Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tappuah itself, on the border of Manasseh's territory, belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the string of Tappuah, the boundary of Manasseh followed the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns south of the ravine were inside Manasseh's territory, but they actually belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. In general, however, the land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh. Manasseh's boundary ran across the northern side of the ravine and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and the east was the territory of Issachar. The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher, however, were given to Manasseh: Bethshan, Ibleam, Do, that is, Naphto, Endo, Tanach, and Megiddo, each with their surrounding settlements. But the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns because the Canaanites were determined to stay in the region. Later, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they did not drive them out of the land. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, "Why have you given us only one portion of land as our homeland, when the Lord has blessed us with so many people?" Joshua replied, "If there are so many of you and the hill country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourselves in the forest where the Perizzites and the Rephaites live." The descendants of Joseph responded, "It's true that the hill country is not large enough for us, but all the Canaanites in the lowlands have iron chariots, both those in Beth-shan and its surrounding settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel. They are too strong for us." Then Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim, "Since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forests of the hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish, and take possession of its farthest corners. And you will drive out the Canaanites from the valleys too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots." Joshua 18. The allotment of the remaining land. Now that the land was under Israelite control, the entire community of Israel gathered at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle. But there remained 7 tribes who had not yet been allocated their grants of land. Then Joshua asked them, "How long are you going to wait before taking possession of the remaining land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you? Select 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out to explore the land and map it out. They will then return to me with a written report of their possessed division of their new homeland. Let them divide the land into 7 sections, including Judah's territory in the south and Joseph's territory in the north. And when you record the 7 divisions of the land and bring it to me, I will cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord our God to assign land to each tribe. The Levites, however, will not receive any allotment of land. Their role as priests of the Lord is their allotment, and the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh won't receive any more land, for they have already received their grant of land which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them on the east side of the Jordan River. As the men started on their way to map out the land, Joshua commanded them, "Go and explore the land and write a written description of it. Then return to me, and I will assign the land to the tribes by casting sacred lots here in the presence of the Lord at Shiloh." The men did as they were told and mapped the entire territory into 7 sections, listing the towns in each section. They made a written report and then returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. And there at Shiloh, Joshua cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord to determine which tribe should have each section. The land given to Benjamin. The first allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. It lay between the territory assigned to the tribes of Judah and Joseph. The northern boundary of Benjamin's land began at the Jordan River, went north of the slope of Jericho, then west through the hill country and the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the boundary went south to Luz, that is Bethel, and proceeded down to Ataroth Adar on the hill that lies south of Lower Beth Horon. The boundary then made a turn and swung along the western edge of the hill, facing Beth Horon, ending at the village of Kiriath Baal. This is Kiriath Jearim, a town belonging to the tribe of Judah. This was the western boundary. The southern boundary began at the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim from the western point of Erim. From that western point it ran to the spring at the waters of Nephtoah and down to the base of the mountain besides the valley of Ben Hinnom at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there it went down the valley of Hinnom, crossing south of the slope where the Jebusites lived, and continued down to En-Rogel. From En-Rogel the boundary proceeded in a northerly direction and came to En-Shemesh and on to Gileath, which is across from the slopes of Adumim. Then it went down to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. From there it passed along the north side of the slope, overlooking the Jordan Valley. The border then went down into the valley and passed the north slope of Beth Hogla and ended at the north bay of the Dead Sea, which is the southern end of the Jordan River. This was the southern boundary. The eastern boundary was the Jordan River. These were the boundaries of the homeland allotted to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. The towns given to Benjamin. These were the towns given to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin: Jericho, Beth Hogla, Emek Ketzis, Beth Araba, Zemaraim, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Kepharamoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their surrounding villages. Also Gibeon, Ramah, Beroth, Mitzpah, Kephra, Moza, Rekem, Irpel, Tarala, Zela, Haelef, the Jebusite town, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath Jearim, 14 towns with their surrounding villages. So Jerusalem is given to the tribe of Benjamin. This was the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. The land given to Simeon, Joshua 19. The second allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Simeon. Their homeland was surrounded by Judah's territory. Simeon's homeland included Beersheba, Sheba, Moladah, Hazar Shual, Bela, Etzim, Eltolat, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susa, Beth Lebaoth, and Sharuhen, 13 towns with their surrounding villages. It also included Ain, Rimon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 towns with their villages, including all the surrounding villages as far south as Baalath Beer, also known as Rama of the Negev. This was the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Simeon. Their allocation of the land came from part of what had been given to Judah, because Judah's territory was too large for them. So the tribe of Simeon received an allotment within the land of Judah, the land given to Zebulun. The third allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Zebulun. The boundary of Zebulun's homeland started at Sarid. From there it went west, going past Marala, touching Debeseth, and proceeding to the brook east of Jokneam. In the other direction, the boundary went east from Sarid to the border of Kisloth Tabo, and from there to Daberath and up to Japhia. Then it continued east to Gath Hefer, Eskasin, and Rimon, and turns towards Nea. The northern boundary of Zebulun passed Hanaton and ended at the valley of Iftael. The towns in these areas included Katath, Nahal, Shimron, Idala, and Bethlehem, 12 towns with their surrounding villages. The homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Zebulun included these towns and their surrounding villages. The land given to Issachar. The fourth allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Issachar. Its boundaries included the following towns: Jezreel, Kesuloth, Shunem, Hapharaim, Shion, Anaharad, Rabith, Kishon, Ebetz, Remeth, En Ganin, En Hada, Beth Passes. The boundary also touched Tabor, Shahatzuma, and Beth Shemesh, ending at the Jordan River, 16 towns with their surrounding villages. The homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Issachar included these towns and their surrounding villages. The land given to Asher. The fifth allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Asher. Its boundaries included these towns: Helkath, Hali, Beten, Akshaf, Ala, Melech, Amad, and Mishal. The boundary of the west touched Carmel and Shihor Libnath. Then it turned east towards Beth Dagon and ran as far as Zebulun in the valley of Iftael, going north to Beth Emek and Nail. It then continued north to Kabul, Abdon, Rehob, Hamon, Kana, and as far as Greater Sidon. Then the boundary turned towards Ramah and the fortress of Tyre, where it turned towards Hossa and came to the Mediterranean Sea. The territory also included Mehebel, Aksib, Uma, Afek, and Rehob. 22 towns with their surrounding villages, and homeland allotted to the clans. The homeland allotted to the clans of the tribe of Asher included these towns and their surrounding villages. The land given to Naphtali. The sixth allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Naphtali. Its boundary ran from Helef, from the oak of Zananim, and extended across to Adami Nekeb, Jabneel as far as Lakum, ending at the Jordan River. The western boundary ran past Asnoth Tabo, then to Hukok and touched the border of Zebulun in the south and the border of Asher on the west and the Jordan River on the east. The fortified towns included in this territory were Tzidim, Tzer, Hamath, Rakath, Kinnereth, Adama, Rama, Hatzor, Kedesh, Edrei, En Hatzor, Yiron, Migdal El, Horem, Bethanath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 towns with their surrounding villages. The homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Naphtali included these towns and their surrounding villages. Good night.